Hello, good evening, Karen. How are you? Is everything okay?
Hi, teacher. Yes, I'm fine. And you?
Great. I'm fine. Thanks for asking, Karen. So let's begin with today's class, okay? What I'm doing first is that today we start a new unit. Unit 1 finished last week, right? So everything is done. The quiz is done. I saw that you did great. So we're done with Unit 1. Now I'm assigning Unit 2. Remember that today, well, not today actually, this week we have a holiday, right? Thursday. We don't have classes on Thursday, right? So the 5 classes to complete Unit 1 are going to be Monday, today, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and next Monday. So you have all this time to work with Unit 2. All right, take advantage of that time, please. Karen, you have a lot of days now to finish only the assignments. Everything is going to be the same. You have up to 2 attempts. You have a model, and that's it. All right. It means also that if you want, actually, I'm going to assign quiz number 2 on Friday, but you're going to have until next Tuesday to take it. All right. So it's going to be up to you. You can take it this Friday if you want to take advantage of your time, or you can take it on Monday or Tuesday next week after we finish everything. But we are actually going to finish the contents on Friday. I'm giving you that extra day because that's why what we have to do when we have a holiday. All right, but that's the time you have, Karen. I don't know if you have any questions about this new unit and regarding the dates and this explanation. Let me know, please.
No, but the first assignment, A1,
Mhm.
uh,
Yes.
I can see again the activities, or I can't
Yes.
now.
Of course, you can practice them whenever you want. To practice the activities, go to course. And in course, everything that you do in course, for example, you took unit 1, right? So
Mhm.
go here, you can open whatever you want here, and that's going to be for you to practice. That's not going to affect the score or anything, okay? So you can practice whatever you want, but you're only going to have the score for the things that I assigned. For example, if you decide to practice a unit 2 now, that's
Mhm.
not going to be a practice. That's going to be your score. All right. But now, if you decide to practice unit 1 as we finished, that's only going to be practice. And you can open that whenever you want.
Okay, okay.
All right. Good. So that's it. I don't know if you have any questions about Pearson before going to our next lesson, Karen.
No, no, everything is okay.
Okay, good. So today we're going to practice. Again, if we get to finish everything before, you know that we're going to practice some speaking and details like that. All right. But again, the idea is to finish everything by Friday because we don't have holidays on the classes days, right? Only on the conversations. That's why we need to also work with the contents as if we didn't have any holidays. But the conversations are going to be postponed, all right, for later on. Now, to start, I'm going to send you a link. This is the link for the new file. Every unit we have a new file. All right, that's the file for unit 2. So again, write your name and we're going to write examples there. And this is the content for today, the present perfect. Okay, and even though it says present, the present perfect is past. Okay, this is a past tense. So before learning the past, this past in indefinite, we need to review the simple past. Let's read everything you have here, please, Karen.
Okay, to know about the present perfect, it is important to remember the simple past. We use the simple past to talk about definitive events in the past. E.g., she traveled to Santa Cruz yesterday. They took their test last weekend. I watched that movie last month. Peter and I went to the concert 2 days ago.
Great, thank you very much. Only these 2 details, please. Remember this one, and actually, let's repeat this word, please. This is going to be definite.
Definite.
Definite. The last is an E, right? So, but the E is silent. That's why it's only definite. All right, good. Now, this EG, only read it as example. All right, it comes from Latin, I think. It has two possible translations or meanings. It also says that it's example given, like ejemplo dado. All right, but you can read it just as example. All
Okay.
right, so let's read this example, please, or example given.
Example.
Good.
Example given.
Good. And this one, I think it was okay because this one was very good. Watched, right? But how do you read this word one more time?
Travel.
Instead of it, try to delete that it, only traveled. Traveled.
Traveled.
Good, good. Great. Thank you, Karen. There you go. Now, my first question, Karen. Why is this past definite past? Remember that now we're going to learn present perfect, and the present perfect is indefinite past. Okay, that's what we're going to learn today. But why is the simple past definite past? What do you say? Just by taking a look at this example, why is it definite?
Because are things that happens one time, but yes, one time in the past, now pass again.
Okay. It cannot, can it pass again? Actually, it can, right? Actually, that's not going to be important, right? It can happen again or it cannot happen again. But the idea is that what you said, it happened and it's finished, right? It's a finished action. So that is correct. But besides that, there's one more reason. If I ask you, is it possible to know when these 4 actions happened? Can I look at the calendar and tell you it happened here in the calendar? Is it possible to say that?
Yes.
It is, right? Good. So that is the big difference, okay? Actually, that is the biggest difference and one of the most important things about simple past, that you know when it happened and you know when yesterday is, right? If we say yesterday, you know that it was Sunday and it has a specific date. If you say last weekend, you know that it was the last 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, right, from last week. If I say last month, you know that it's going to be May, right? May. If you say 2 days ago, you know that it's going to be either Friday or Saturday, right? So it is possible to locate these events in a calendar, all right? You know when they happened. Okay, that's the biggest, let's say, characteristic of this tense, Karen. All right, you know when it happened. That's why we have to use definite time expressions like yesterday, last weekend, last Monday, last month, last year, 2 days ago, 3 weeks ago, 5 years ago. Right? We know when it happened. So let's keep going. All right, that's the first characteristic, but this is review. This is simple past.
Teacher,
Let's go. Yes, tell me, Karen.
I don't put what I don't know, yesterday, last week, or even last 2 years all ago. It's not simple past.
It is correct. It is possible, but it's not the best option. The best option is the tense that we're going to learn today. And also, perhaps you know the tense, but the tense that we are going to use today, okay, that is the present perfect. So if you only want to say, for example, this in Karen, she traveled to Santa Cruz. In grammar, okay, I'm talking about grammar and writing. And of course, if you want to take the TOEFL, then you need it. If you only want to say that, it's better if you use the tense that we're going to learn, that is, she has traveled to Santa Cruz. Okay, and just that. All right, that's why the present perfect is indefinite. She has traveled to Santa Cruz, and the simple past is definite. All right, she traveled to Santa Cruz yesterday. All right, and again, if you do it like that, there's no problem. Okay, there's not problem at all. If you say she traveled to Santa Cruz without yesterday, But again, it's not the best option. All right, so with that said, let's go to the next part. Let's keep reading and remembering about this past, please, Karen.
Okay, to write a sentence in the simple past, you need a verb in that tense. There are two kinds of verbs, regular and irregular. Regular verbs, watch plus ed, like plus d, travel plus ed, fix plus ed. How can I say etc.?
That is the same, okay? It's exactly the same, just read it in English, and it's going to be etc., etc. Okay, it's exactly the same because that's a different language.
Okay, irregular verbs, write, wrote, written, eat, ate, eaten, drink, drunk, drunk, etc. Now try to give some examples yourself.
Now, in that part, we're going to work with you, all right? Examples, you're going to give me examples. But before that, let's read these words, please, Karen, over here. Remember that the U, sorry, where is it? Remember that the U very few times is U, right? It's going to be, most likely, it is going to be you or a, right? You, a, you, a. In this case, is you, regular. All right, let's repeat that one, please. Regular.
Regular.
Good. And if this is regular, then this is irregular, right? Let's repeat that one as well, please.
Irregular.
Irregular. Good. Okay, so if you say regular, again, it's understandable, but it's too Spanish. All right, that's the Spanish U. So it's better, way better in English if you use that EU. All right, EU. Regular, irregular. For example, also, how do you read? I'm writing in the chat one word. Following this logic, Karen, how do you read that? That's an English word as well in the chat.
Formula.
The formula, exactly, right? So it's not going to be formula, right? That's Spanish. In English, it's going to be formula, right? It happens the same with etc., right? Etc., that's Spanish. Etc., right? That's English. Because etc. is not Spanish, etc. is not English, right? Etc. comes from a different language. So that's why it's the same, okay? But this one, be careful. There's one rule, but you know, rules in English are always broken, Karen, because sometimes you follow the rule, sometimes you don't follow the rule, all right? But this is one rule that you can follow sometimes. If you have a double consonant, the vowel before has to be with the Spanish sound, okay? It means E, and here is going to be written. All right, so it's write, wrote, written. Let's repeat that word, please, Karen.
Written or everything?
No, it's okay, written. Only that word. One more time, please.
Written.
Written, good. And this one, be careful. It's a very common mistake, all right? There are many verbs that have a, all right, that A, and the that is the U, right? But the pronunciation is quite the opposite, actually, because this is going to be drank, drank, okay, drank like drank, between a and e, okay? It's not a, it's not e, between a and e, drank. Let's repeat that one, please. Drank.
Drank.
And this is a, drunk.
Drunk.
Drunk, exactly, good. And that's it. Now, you have these regular verbs. Try to tell me, please, what other regular verbs do you remember, Karen? Any regular verb that comes to your mind?
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
Before this. Yes, before.
Yes, before means antes. Good.
What is the exactly meaning of tense? Because I learned this word in my practice. Like tense is a person who is nervous, on this, I don't remember, but it's a people is a person that is nervous all the time. But in this, how can I say oración?
A sentence?
Yes, in this sentence, what is the meaning?
Look, tense. Where are you reading tense? In what sentence you are telling me?
The first one, you need a verb in that tense.
Okay, good. So tense, yes, tense means, as you were saying, right, tense, right? When you are tense, your muscles are hard, right? Your muscles, you're tense. You need a massage, right? That's to be tense. Also, someone tense has a type of personality, right? Could be, right? You are tense. It means that you have that behavior, right? You know that. But here, tense, it's only, there is no specific way because there is no another synonym for that one. It's only, let's say, time for a grammar time. Okay, what is a grammar time? For example, present, that's a tense. Okay, the present tense, tiempo presente. All right, but you don't say present time. Time means also tiempo, but time is only for that purpose. Okay, what time is it? I have to, you are on time, you are not on time, I need more time, right? That's time, tiempo, but in that sense, all right, that you need time, you don't need more time. But tiempo as in a grammar structure is tense. Okay, tense means tiempo verbal. All right, that's the meaning of tense. So that's why you say in this tense, it means that you have to use the simple past. Okay, the simple past is a tense. That's why you call that, the complete name is simple past tense, el tiempo del pasado simple. Okay, simple present tense, el tiempo del presente simple. Okay, the present perfect simple tense, right? El tiempo del presente perfecto simple, and so on and so forth. All right, so in this context, it means that, all right, a grammar time only used for grammar purposes. All right?
Okay.
Okay, good. So with that logic, it means that here we need to use this tense, right? What is the tense? Simple past, right? And the simple past tense has one conjugation. For example, watched, liked, traveled, fixed. That's the simple past of watch, like, travel, and fixed, right? And wrote, ate, and drank are the simple past tense of write, eat, and drink. All right, so with that logic, Karen, besides watch, like, travel, and fix, what other regular verbs can you tell me? Anything that you remember?
Okay. Do, don't. I think that's done again.
But remember here, only regular, okay? What is
Regular.
regular? It means only with ed.
Learn, watch. Play,
Try to get to 5. Okay, 3 more. Try to remember 3 more. For example, I'm going to give you a clue. There are many ways to say that one, right? But there's one verb. How do you say observar? It starts with L. It starts with L.
Look.
Look, good. Look, that's one.
Yes.
What else? What is something that you do and they pay you when you do it?
Work.
Okay, work. Good.
Work and no, yes, that's right.
For example, if your clothes are dirty, what do you do? Right? You say,
clean.
Okay, clean or also wash, right? Good. So there you go, right? You have a lot of verbs, right? You just need to remember. And I know sometimes when we need to remember at that moment, we forget a lot, right? But I know that you know many verbs. But remember, try to have all of those verbs in mind, right? Clean, wash, walk, work, and so on.
Okay.
Right? Good. So those are regular, right? Why are they regular? Because they only need ed, right? Ed and it's past, right? Work, worked. Wash, washed. Clean, cleaned, right? There's only one exception, please, Karen. Learn. Learn can be with ed, but actually learn is going to be irregular. Why? Because the learn can also be with only t. Okay, learned. That's why they consider learn as irregular sometimes. All right, because it can be with ed, but it can also be with t. It happens with learn, and it happens with dream, soñar. All right, dream also can be with ed, but you can write it with t. All right, that's why they consider also dream irregular. All right, and you say dreamt. All right, dreamt. So those. Now let's go to the irregular ones, please, Karen. I think we can know more even about these ones. Also 5, please. Let's try to get to 5 irregular verbs. What do you say?
Okay, with the 3 forms.
Only the simple past form is enough. If you remember the 3, perfect. But it's enough with the simple past form.
Do, don't.
But remember, don't actually is the 3rd form.
Yes.
Right? Don't. What is the simple past of
Did.
good? Good.
Okay.
Then you know the 3, right? Do, don't, do, did, done. Right? Good. That's one.
Okay. Go, went,
What is it? Good.
and went. Don't remember.
Don't worry, it's going to be gone. All right? Go, gone.
Yes, yes. I think swim. I don't know the pronunciation is swan, soon.
It's the same as here. Remember this pronunciation?
I
One
don't
is going to be
remember
like
how to write.
Don't worry, it's going to be, repeat after me. It's going to be swim, swam, swam.
Swim, swim, swan.
And you write it the same, right? It's SWIM. That's the base form. The other 2 are the same, but you change the I for A and then the A for U. Okay, that's why it's swim, swam, swam. Okay, swim, swim, swam. Here the same, drink, drank, drunk. And you have begin, began, began. Right? You have a lot of verbs like that with the A and U. Good. You have 3. 2 more.
Okay, yeah. Forgot everything.
There's one similar to, it's not observar. How do you say ver? It's with S. And the past of that verb, it was a famous movie with 7 parts.
Sí. Sao.
But the pronunciation is so. All right,
So.
see, so. Good. See, so. And the past participle is seen. Okay, SEEN. Okay, so it's see, so, seen.
Then is sing. I don't know if it's sing, soon.
Okay, but sing like what? What do you say? Sing? Like
yes.
Okay, yes, it's the same. Sing, sang, sang. It's the same as drink. Look, you have 3 verbs like that. Drink, swim, and sing. The 3 of them are going to be with AU, AU. Okay, so if this drink, drank, drank, swim, swam, swam, sing, sang, sang. All right, so they follow the same pattern. So let's repeat that last one, please, Karen. Sing.
Sing, sang, sang.
Sang. All right, good. There you go. Okay, there you go, 5 verbs. Now, there is something we're going to do because it's going to be very interesting and important. Now, you don't have to memorize. All right, this is going to be just for practicing. I think I got this for A5. Oh, it was A3, I think. A list of verbs. This one, okay? And I'm sending the link.
Okay.
Karen, all right, it's 100 verbs that you're going to try to work little by little, okay, by yourself. You're going to do it by yourself. And also you can use this list now for the examples that I'm going to ask you, okay? But where is it? Okay, over here. It's in the chat. There also you have the pronunciation and everything. But we're going to try to work like this, all right? I know it's going to be repetitive, but it's important to have this in mind. Read everything, please. I'm going to mark one by one, and I'm going to mark also the mistakes that you may have. All right, so let's start with the first 15 verbs. Let me go down a little bit, please. Give me a second. Okay, only the first 15, please. One more time over there. All right, let's do it, please.
To be, were, been, to have, had, to do, did, done, to say, said, to go, went, gone, to get, gotten, to make, made, to know, to think, so, to take, took, taken, to see, and seem, to come, came, come, to want, wanted, to look at, to use, used, and used. Teacher.
All right, sorry, Karin, I had a problem. I don't know what happened, but I got disconnected. I was listening to what you were saying. I'm going to tell you what was the last verb that I heard. All right, you were here in no. That was the last that I could hear, Karen. No. Let's repeat from number 8, please.
Okay. To know, to think, to thought, to take, to took, to taken, to see, to sell, to sing, to come, to came, to come. It's to 15. Yes. To want, wanted, unwanted, to look at, and look at, to use, used, and used.
Thank you very much. Now, let's start with this one. I remember that this was not bad. In this one, don't read the I, okay? Only E. Like when you're thirsty, right? Cuando tienes sed, that's the same word, okay? Set. So it's going to be to say, set, set. Let's repeat that one, please.
To say, set.
Good, right? So I said that I didn't want to come, right? Yo dije que no quería venir. I said, all right? Not said, only said. Then here, let's repeat this conjugation, please, in number 8, Gary.
To know, to knew, to...
in that case, okay, you can only say to when it's the base verb. If it's not the base verb, you cannot say to knew, okay? It's going to be incorrect. So only to know, knew, known. Let's repeat that one, please.
The last one?
The 3 of them, please.
Okay. To know, knew, and known.
Known. Good. Very good. Also the 3 of them, please. And remember, only 2 for the first one.
Okay. To think, thought, and thought.
Okay, it's good. Just make the T a little bit more noticeable, please, guys. Like thought, thought.
Okay.
All right, let's repeat one more time, please. Thought.
Thought.
Thought. Good. This one, please. 11. Read the three of them, please, Karen.
To see. To sell. To sing.
Okay, but remember, not to, right? Only sing.
So, sorry.
It's going to be like this, all right? It's to see. This
To
is
see.
O, okay? A very dried o, una O bien seca. Ok, que ni siquiera tenga una U al final, que no tenga ninguna U al final, solamente O. So. All right, so it's going to be to see, saw, seen. Let's repeat, please.
To see, saw, seen.
Good. This one, please. This verb, conjugate everything, please. To look. What is the conjugation of to look?
To look, look at.
Close. Remember, not at. Instead of at, only to. Looked and looked.
Looked. Okay.
Very good. I think that's it. Let me know, please, if you have any questions about these verbs. Is everything clear? Remember, now we need to know only this. All right, we're practicing also this just in case, and it's also good that you know from now on. But this is the most important part. Do you have any questions about those words, the meaning or the conjugation?
Why the verb want, look, and use is are irregular verbs?
Okay, the regular, right? They are regular. Actually, there is no explanation for which verbs are regular and which verbs are irregular. All right. Actually, it comes from way before and how the English language was like built. All right, but it's just matter of memorizing here, Karen. Okay, or either practicing or memorizing, because I cannot, and actually there's no explanation. You're going to take a look at verbs very similar, and some of them are going to be regular, and some of them are going to be irregular. All right, so there is no way to know why some of them are regular and why some of them are irregular. It's just a matter of memorizing in this case. All right, just memorizing which ones are going to be regular and which ones irregular. So here, for example, you know that all of them are irregular, okay? All of them are irregular except for want, look, and use, right? The rest of them are all of them irregular. But let's keep going, please. We're going to keep going down below. Start in 16, please, Karen, and finish everything up to 25.
Okay, to find, found, to give, gave, given, to tell, told, to work, worked, to call, called, to try, tried, to ask, asked, to need, needed, to feel, felt, to become, became,
Become. Good, great. Everything was great. Okay, I have no observations. You corrected yourself here. It was very good. Worked, perfect. Called, perfect. Tried, perfect. Asked, perfect. The only difference is this one, right? Why? Because it has a D. And remember the rule, right? When it has a D or a T before the ED, then you make the ED noticeable, right? That's why here you say needed. And it's okay that you say needed, right? Here you can say eh, but in the other ones, no. All right, so it was good. To need, needed, needed. It's the same with want, right? Want, wanted, wanted. Because want finishes in T, right? So these are the two exceptions in pronunciation, all right? Wanted and needed. The rest of them are going to be the t. All right, but it was great. Again, I have no observations. Got it. I don't know if you have any questions about these verbs. As you can see here, you have more regular verbs. What do you say? Any questions?
No.
Good, good. So this is going to be for today. All right, the next class we're going to go to page 2. We have 4 pages. Today we covered only page 1, 25 verbs. We're going to try to work with page 2 next class. All right, and if we have the time, we're going to finish the 4 pages reading now together like we're doing it now. If not, you're going to try to finish the last 2 pages by yourself, but you're going to let me know if you have any questions or comments about it. Okay?
Okay.
Good. So let's go back to our presentation, please. We were here. Then we know that we have regular verbs. How do you know which ones are regular, which ones are irregular? We don't know. We just have a list of verbs that we need to memorize and know that they are regular or irregular, right? So we know that one. And what is the formula? This is the formula. We have 2 formulas, one for the verb to be and one for other verbs. Let's read, no, actually, we're not going to read the formulas. I'm just going to show you something. In affirmative, the verb is in past, right? And we're going to use this to give examples now, only speaking, Karen. For example, in affirmative, how do you say this, Karen? How do you say, yo fui a la fiesta o a una fiesta la semana pasada? How do you say that idea in English, Karen?
I went to the party last week.
Good. How do you say that in negative? Yo no fui a una fiesta la semana pasada.
I didn't go to the party last week.
Good. Last week. Good. And a question. How do you ask, fuiste a la fiesta la semana pasada?
Did you go to the party last week?
Okay, good. I think it's working great. Now, with the verb to be, how do you say, yes, yo estaba en la fiesta la semana pasada. How do you say that?
I was. I say at or in.
It's enough if you don't want to put emphasis that you were inside. It's enough if you say at, and sometimes it's better. Okay, but both are going to be correct, in the party or at the party, but at is more common.
Okay, I was at the party last week.
Good.
When I use I use was.
Correct.
Right?
Okay. You only use were with you, we, they, right? But I, he, she, it is was. Good. In negative, how do you say the same idea in negative, Karen?
I wasn't. I wasn't at party last week.
Correct. And the question, it's not here the formula, but how do you ask, ¿estabas tú en la fiesta la anterior semana?
Were you at party last week?
Good. Okay, that's it. So you know that. Okay, we don't need to write those examples. But these are the expressions that you use with simple past. Okay, last month, last week, last vacation, ago, 2 days ago, 3 years ago, 1 week ago, specific days or years or months, in 1990, in June, in the winter, specific dates, right? On January 26th, or clauses, when I was a child, when I was at school, when I was in that country, and so on and so forth, right? So this is only review. And that's the review for simple past, okay? That's not the topic for today. This is only review. I don't know if you have any questions about the simple past, Karen. Let me know, please.
No.
No? All right. Well, why did we work with this review? Because now we need to learn the present perfect, okay? Now, this is our topic. The present perfect is also past, but as we said before, right? this is indefinite past. All right, that's the big difference. This is indefinite past. It means, right, that we are not going to use a specific and definite expressions. We cannot use yesterday, last week, 3 years ago, all right? We can use some of those expressions, but only with one expression before that, it's since. If you use since, it's possible to use those expressions. But if not, it's impossible, all right? Because the present perfect is for indefinite past, for unspecific situations, and for periods of time, all right? Periods of time. Now, let's take a look at this, please. Let's read everything, Karen, please.
Okay. The examples or
Also this short definition, please.
okay. We use the present perfect to talk about indefinite events in the past. They have watched that movie before. Watched. We have traveled to Santa Cruz 3 times. Peter has studied for the test for many days. She has eaten pasta many times. It.
Good. So what is the big difference that you see between these sentences and the previous sentences? If I ask you, is it possible to know when these actions happened? Can we locate these actions in a calendar? What do you say, Karen?
No.
We cannot, right? Before can be yesterday, before can be 5 years ago, before can be 10 years ago, right? We don't know what before means. 3 times. We know that it happened 3 times, but we don't know when, right? It can be this year, it can be last year, 5 years ago. We know that it happened for many days, but we don't know when it started or when it finished, right? And we know that it happened many times. We don't know exactly how many times, and we don't know when those many times happened, right? So yes, we don't know when they happened. We cannot locate these actions in a calendar. And that's how and when you use this tense, all right? The present perfect. Also because sometimes it can have a connection with the present, right? Sometimes, not every time, but it could. It's impossible that it happens with the simple past, right? And you know that one. We're going to try to practice in examples. Let's try to read this information, please, Karen.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
The present perfect, there are actions that happen and finish, but we don't know when these actions. No, when. Yes, the
It's
period of
okay.
time.
Yes, we don't know when. And actually, it's like this. What you're saying is perfect. I would only add one thing, Karen. These are actions that happened in the past that sometimes finish and sometimes they don't finish. All right, we don't know actually if they finished. We can know if they finished if we say things like this, right? For example, in the here, we know that these actions finished, right? We have traveled to Santa Cruz 3 times. We know that the action is finished, but we don't know when they happened, right? What you said, it is correct. But for example, I can say this, Karen, I can say, I have studied a lot this week. Okay, I have studied a lot this week. That action started in the past, but I don't know if it finished. Perhaps I am still studying this week. And I'm just saying that I have studied. Okay, so it can be for finished or unfinished actions, but we don't know, all right, when exactly they happened or when exactly they finished. All right, we just know that they happened. We can know how many times they happened. We can know when they started. Okay, that's also something we can know. You're going to see how. We can know when they started, but we don't know if they finished or when they finished. All right, that's more or less the idea. That's the insecurity that we have with the present perfect. All right, we don't know if they finished or we don't know when they finished. That's the
Okay.
idea. All right, good. So with that logic, let's go to the next part, please. It's going to be over here and it's about the verbs. Let's read that one, please.
Okay. To write a sentence in the present perfect, you need to use have or has and the past participle of the verb. Have, I, we, you, they, has, he, she, it. Past participle, eat, ate, eaten, go, went, gone, give, gave, given, write, wrote, written.
Good, that was correct. Exactly. Now you have to know the past participle, right? For these examples, you have to know. So eaten, gone, given, written. Those are the verbs, right? The conjugations that we use for this tense, right? I have eaten, she has eaten. I have gone, she has gone. I have given, she has given. We have written, they have written, right? Always the past participle, always. And here is the formula. And with this formula, first, we're going to read everything, all right? And then we're going to write some examples, Karen. But before writing the examples, read everything here, please, Karen, the formula.
Okay. Es plus have, has, plus past participle, plus complement. I have given a gift before. Es plus have, has not, plus past participle, plus complement. I haven't given a gift before. Double BH, plus have, has, plus S, plus past participle, plus complement. Have you given a gift before? Yes, I have. No, I haven't. What have you given before? A gift. I have given a gift before.
Perfect. Thank you, Karen. So first, the first task is going to be simple, all right? You just need to give me 4 examples. Try to use another verb, right? Don't use given. But it's going to be one affirmative, one negative, one yes/no question, all right? The first one, this is a yes/no question. And give me the yes/no question with the answer, all right? Yes, I have, no, I haven't. And one WH question. And this is the WH question. All right, so 4 examples in total, please, Claire. Again, one affirmative, one negative, one yes/no question with answer, and one information question or WH question with answer as well. All right, I don't know if you have any questions for what you have to do, Kai. Let me know, please.
No, I have to write in the.
Yes, in the file, please. It's over here. I'm sending the link once again. It's in the chat. You have it, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. Over there, please write your name just in case, well, you're on the only one here, but write your name and the 4 examples, all right? We're going to have 4 minutes. If you finish before, let me know.
Okay. Mm.
All right, so it's about to be the 4 minutes.
Okay.
All right, there you go. Let's read what you got. I don't know. I was not taking a look at that one. And if it's missing something or if something is missing, we are going to finish that together. So let's read what you got, please, Karen. Let's read the 4 examples that you wrote.
I have played soccer this day. Ay, me falta el these days. She has not worked the play. I don't remember how can I say niñera? I think that is baby, I babysitter. I don't know. And have you saw? No, espera. Soon in the school concert. Where have you gone in holidays?
Okay, good. Let's take a look at those 4. All right. Now,
Okay.
I'm going to give you small details. All right. In general, it's very good. Just some words. For example, I have played soccer. Remember, the plural of this
Yes.
is
Yes.
right? Also S, right? These days. Good. So great, because we don't know if it finished, if it is still happening, right? So it's a connection with present, right? So good. I'm going to just bold that part. Good. She has not worked. Instead of like, okay, like is for similarities. If you want to say como, but if you want to talk about a profession or an activity, you're going to say es. All right, es means como. The pronunciation is cedar, but the spelling is with double T. All right, cedar. So it was good. But you say cedar, right? Baby cedar, but it's with double T. Exactly. Correct. So she has not worked as a babysitter. Okay, always also, right? Remember, always if it's a profession with an article. All right. And here, remember the pronunciation of drink, right? If you remember drink, you're going to remember swim, you're going to remember sing, you're going to remember begin, right? Drink, swim, begin. So it's going to be sing, sang, sung. So it's going to be E-A-U, E-A-U, E-A-U. So you need the U, okay? You write it like U, but the pronunciation is with A, sang. Have you sung, all right? Have you sung in the school concert? All right, sang, U. Always that U, okay? If you have a U, the U is always the last conjugation. Where have you gone? Instead of that one, all right, it says during the holidays or holidays, but that one is perfect, all right? During the holidays, or sometimes for holidays, or for holiday. And that's it, all right? And here have you gone. I don't know if you have any questions about this one, in order not to create confusion just like that. Let me know, please, what questions you have, Karen, for these examples or up to this part.
No, I don't have questions.
All right, it's just practicing also some verbs, right? Some verbs, we're going to practice that together as well, but let's keep going. We're going to make that a little bit more complex, Karen. And you're going to try it now. It's going to be like a paragraph. We're going to try to write a paragraph, but we're going to try to use all these expressions. Okay, first only speaking, and then you're going to tell me something in past, but it's like this, all right? Something indefinite. You know how to use before, right? We use before means antes. So for the examples, we know that, okay? We know before. Once. What example can you give me using once? Once means one time, right? But you don't say one time, you say once. Give me one example, please.
I know this work like in the stories is once upon a time.
Good, exactly, right? It's also used like that, right? Eras una vez. Good. Once upon a time. But you can also use this one at the end to say that it happened only one time, right? So what is something that you have done only once, okay? But you don't want to say when. You only want to say that you have done that once.
Bird.
Okay, one more time, please. I couldn't hear.
The verb of bird. No. Yes. Or bird.
Bird, but bird is going to be like the bird.
No. The verbo nacer is bird.
Birth. Birth with a th. Birth. Okay, once. But something, because if you say about your birth, that's also going to be kind of a specific, right? But you do that once. But tell me any other activity that you don't mention, you don't want to mention when it happens. Also, you don't mention exactly something specific as your birth, right? Because it happens once, but we know when it can happen, right? Because you only are born once, right? And it's a specific time. But something that you have done only once, an activity that can happen anytime. And try to say that activity in the present perfect and say once at the end of that idea.
Okay. Once I need to give an example.
Yes, please. Try to say that as an example, right? Tell me what you have done once, and try to state it as one example.
I played soccer once.
It's possible. If you want to say that idea is correct, right? Something that you did once, it's possible. I think it's also my case, Karen. I think that I've only played soccer once. All right. So you can say that. You can say once, comma, I have played soccer, or I have played soccer once. Okay. If it's at the beginning, you use comma. If it's at the end, you don't use comma. All right. Any activity that you did once. Now, one activity that you did twice. Again, it can be an example. Give me one example with twice, something that you have done twice.
I I have gone to the gym twice times.
Only twice. Twice. Twice means two times, right? But if you say twice, twice means already the two words. Okay, so only twice. Good. So I've gone to the gym twice. Good. That's twice. Good. Now you can also, you're not going to tell me, but you can also say three times, four times. Okay, so it's once, twice, three times, four times, five times, and so on and so forth. Now, the other way is not to use time expression, right? You can simply say, I have been to Santa Cruz, and that's it, period. So it's possible not to use expressions with this one. But now, let's go to the two important ones here, Karen. For. For is for a period of time. Since is also for a period of time. But after for, you use numbers. And after the numbers, you say the hours, you say the days, you say the weeks, the months, the years, the decades, etc. So what example can you give me using for plus a number of time? You got it.
I need to use the present perfect.
Yeah, for and since are the best expressions for the present perfect. Okay.
Yes, yes. I have studied English for 1 week.
It's valid. Good. Yes, I have studied English for 1 week. Perfect. Now, since here with since, Karen, this is the only time in which you can use definite expressions. But remember, this is not like the simple past. So I'm going to ask you this before giving me that example, Karen. I'm going to ask you one difference. You have to tell me. What is the difference between I went to Santa Cruz, all right, last week, and I have been to, no, let's use the same verb. I have gone to Cruz, or something better to make this even better is going to be, I'm going to use this, all right? I was in Santa Cruz and I have been to. Something weird is that in the present perfect, you don't say in, okay? Here you have to say to, even with the verb to be. Since last week, okay? This is better because here we're going to understand that idea. We're not going to correct that one. What do you say here? What is the difference between these two ideas, Karen? I was in Santa Cruz last week and I have been to Santa Cruz since last week.
The first one is an action that is finished, and the second one is an action that happens in the past and still happen, and we don't know when the action finished.
Exactly, very good. Actually, it can, right? It's a possibility that it's still happening now, but it's also a possibility that it finished, but we are not mentioning when it finished, right? So good. So this is the start of a period of time, right? That's why here you say since, but this is just telling you when it happened and when it finished, right? So you were in Santa Cruz last week, it happened last week, and it finished last week. But I have been right to Santa Cruz since last week is going to be the start of the period of time and the unknown ending, right? You don't know when it finished. So with that logic, Karen, what example can you give me with since and the present perfect?
I can use the same example that I give you with the expression with for.
You can. My recommendation is try to use a different verb to practice. All
Okay.
right, that's my recommendation, but you can give me the same.
Okay, I give you. I have played guitar since begin the beginning of this year.
Okay, yes, the beginning of the year. Okay, good. Just remember, this is one of the exceptions. Sorry, I can move my mouse. Give me 1 second, please. All right, good. So just remember, the pronunciation is going to be since. All right, instead of I, only E, since. Good. So
Okay.
I've played the guitar since the beginning of the year. That is perfect. Okay, we have 4 more. Let's practice those, please, Karen, because I know that you can. Already is for affirmative sentences, right? It's like, yeah, something that happened before you were expecting or before someone else expected, right? So you can say, I have already finished the assignments. And I say, wow, really? You're fast. Okay, so I have already finished the assignments or completed the assignments. Okay, so you use already in the middle of have and the verb. Okay, I have already traveled. You have already watched that movie. It can be at the end, but it's a little bit different. All right, the use in affirmative sentences is better when they are in the middle. Okay, I have already seen, I have already eaten, I have already traveled, she has already finished, they have already danced, etc., etc. All right, so with that logic, what example can you give me using already, Gabby?
Okay. I have already eaten pizza.
Correct. I have already eaten pizza. That's correct. Yet is for negative. And yet is at the end, right? It's not in the middle. Yet has to be at the end. So you can say, I have not watched that movie yet, right? I have not watched that movie yet. All right. So for negative ideas, what negative idea can you give me with yet, Gary?
I have not traveled to United no to United States yet.
Good. Only one detail. When the country is plural, you always say the. Okay, the United States. Okay, one more time, please. It's going to be I have not traveled, right? I have not traveled to the United States yet.
Okay, I have not traveled. I have not traveled to the United States yet.
Okay, very good. 2 more. Okay, 2 more, and then you're going to do something interesting to finish today. Just means that it happened recently, right? Just means recently. So I have just taken the test. I I have just taken the test. It means that it happened seconds ago or minutes ago, right? I have just taken the test. What example can you give me with just?
I have just no. How can I say cargar mi computadora? O sea, cargar un aparato electrónico.
That's to charge. Charged, and it's regular. Okay, so it's charged.
So the sentence is I have just charged or to charge.
No, you never say to. When it's conjugated in past, you never say to. It's always going to be with ed. So it's going to be I have just charged
my computer.
Good. Just in case I'm sending the word. All right. Charge. That's why. How do you say if that is charge? This is easy. How do you say cargador?
Charge.
The charger with R. It's same as work, right? Work is trabajar. How do you say trabajador? Worker, right? Charge, cargar, cargador, para cargar cualquier cosa, right? Charger, right? So you have other things. Develop, right? Develop means desarrollar. How do you say desarrollador? Developer, right? Sometimes you add er and it's going to be the person or the noun. Okay, good. So charger. I have just charged my computer. One more time, please, that sentence, Karen.
I have just charged my computer.
Okay, my computer, good. And the last one, ever, but this is a question. Okay, ever is going to be for questions, Karen. So it's like alguna vez en la vida, right? So have you ever, let's say, whatever. Okay, I'm going to ask you, you're going to answer back, and you're going to ask me something. All right, so have you ever drunk wine? Have you ever drunk wine?
Yes, I have.
Yes, I have. Good, very good, right? That's the answer. What question can you ask then, Karen?
Have you ever played a guitar?
Okay, good. Yes, I have. And just remember there, for all instruments, you have to say the, right? The guitar.
The guitar.
Good, great. Have you ever played the guitar? Yes, I have. Good. So with that, you have all the expressions you need here. Got it. All right. You have more. For example, you can use never. And never is going to be in affirmative sentences, but it has a negative meaning, right? For example, I have never, I don't know, sang that song, right? I have never sang that song. Something that you never have done, that you have never done. But it's in affirmative sentences, but the meaning is negative. All right, but it's going to be that. Now, the last request, please, to finish today, Karen, is going to be the following, because it's going to take some time, and the correction is going to take some time as well. You're going to write, I'm going to give you again I'm going to give you 6 minutes. All right. In those 6 minutes, or 7 perhaps, you're going to write 1 or 2 paragraphs is possible, but 1 is going to be okay, with a minimum of 6 complete ideas. All right, 6 complete ideas. I'm going to write it here just in case. All right, just if you have any questions, 1 paragraph, all right, with a minimum, of 6 complete ideas. All right, but you have to mix 2 things, Karen. If you want to give me specific and definite ideas, use simple past. If you want to use indefinite ideas, use present perfect. Okay, but give me a minimum of 2 ideas in simple past. All right, 2 ideas. Minimum. All right, in the simple past tense. So if you have questions about that one, you can let me know. But again, I'm going to give you 6 minutes. Try to write 1 paragraph or 2 paragraphs if you want. Those 6 complete ideas are the minimum. You can write more ideas, but at least you need to give me 2 ideas in the simple past with definite expressions: yesterday, 2 weeks ago, 3 years ago, etc. And the rest of them are going to be in the present perfect. Okay, or it can be the opposite. You can write 3 ideas in the simple past, the rest of them in the present perfect as well. All right, I don't know if you have any questions about that one, Karen, before we can start.
The paragraph it must be how can I say not just sentence, a simple sentence like the example. I say I have played soccer this day. Now I in the other words I write like a story.
It can be a story, and also the big thing over here, the main word is that you need to connect your ideas, right? So it can be a story, or it can be whatever you want in past. Of course, the most logical thing is to write a story or tell me an experience that you remember very well, all right? Or tell me whatever you want to tell me in past. But the idea is that your sentences, your complete ideas are not just independent sentences. They are connected, right? You can say, I went to that game, comma, and it was great. So there you have 2 sentences. They are connected with and, period. After that game, comma, and blah, 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 right? So a story or whatever you want, but it has to be connected with, remember the fanboys? You can use and, but, so, or, yet, etc. Or you can use, I'm going to give you some of those words. You can use some expressions like, to start with, right? That's to begin an idea, right? And complete idea, period. You can say after that, you remember that one, right? After that, comma, complete idea, period. Or you can say when, this is for simple past mainly, okay? When complete idea, right, comma, complete idea. You can use that expression as well, right? Or additionally, comma, complete idea, and finally. But be careful, sometimes when you give 2 specific ideas, like this sequence of actions, final word, the comma, period, comma. When you give me this sequence of actions, the simple past is a better option, okay? So you need to see when you're going to use the simple past and when you can use the the present perfect. All right, but try to connect all the ideas. That's the most important part, all right? To connect the ideas with periods, commas, and I'm going to give you one more time the structure for the fanboys. It's complete idea, comma, here one fanboy, or one of the fanboys, and complete idea. And remember that the fanboys are going to be F for, A for and, N for nor, B for but, O for or, Y for yet, and S for so. But the most important ones that you can use are and, but, yet, and so. All right, try to use some of them. I'm going to write them here. And, but, yet, and so. And also for perhaps. Remember that for means because. So, I don't know if you have any questions. I'm giving you those options over there. Karen, let me know, please, if you have any questions or comments before starting with this.
No, it's okay.
Okay, good. So, I'm going to start with a timer. All right. Over here, just This one too. Good. So let's do it, please. 6 minutes, and we check what you got.
Okay.
Please, it's going to be important to use the expressions for the simple past. Remember, before yesterday, I'm going to stop the timer. Give me a sec. Yesterday, 2 days ago, etc. And also try to use these expressions, please, for the present perfect. Okay, at least try to use 3 of these expressions. Can be once, for, since, and yet. Okay, for example. That's it. All right, let's do it, please, Karen.
Okay.
Okay, we check in 2 minutes, please.
Okay.
All right, and there we go. We're with the 6 minutes. Let's check what you got, and we're going to try to finish together. Okay, it doesn't matter how much it is that we are getting used to writing. Okay, little by little, we're going to be writing more, we're going to be checking more details, and we're going to be implementing and adding more information. Read for me, please, Karen.
Okay, when I was a child, I liked to play basketball every day, but I didn't play again since I had an accident when I was playing. After that, when I grew up, I had played once, but it never be the same. No. Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Now let's check, all right? With when we always use the simple past, right? And you did it, so it's very good. When I was a child, comma, I liked to play basketball every day. Okay, good. But I did not play again. Remember here, you can do the following. You're going to make a change of tenses, right? Remember, tiempo verbal, tenses. To do that, my recommendation is to use here a semicolon, and instead of but, we're going to use however. Okay, why? Because I want to create a distance between this and this, so that here, instead of this, remember with since, we're going to try to use the present perfect. All right, however, I have not played. All right, I have not played again since I had an accident when I was playing. All right, so you are telling me something that you have not done since that specific time in the past, and still now you don't do it, right? So that's why it's here is the present perfect, okay? Because it's something that happened in the past and something that still has a consequence for you in the present. All right, and you can use also the past, the present perfect because of since. All right, because of since, you can use here the present perfect. All right, so, and here you can use anything. It can be in the simple past, it doesn't matter. Here, you're only telling me the start period of time, okay, when it started. But we don't know if it finished, if after that time you started playing again. We don't know that. All right, we only know the starting period of time. Then, after that, when, right, when I grew is present, right? So it's going to be grew, the past. When I grew up, comma, right? After, always after the first clause, when I grew up, the second idea after, always with a comma, all right? After the last idea, comma, I had played, but this one, be careful because this is not present perfect, this is past perfect, right? And it's going to be different. So when I grew up, but this one also, it's not possible. Why? Because when you say when I grew up, this is specific, this is definite. All right, and you cannot say something indefinite with a definite expression. All right, remember that the expressions for, I'm going to show you this presentation. It was an 8 here. No, this is a simple present. Give me a second. I think it's here. It's not a presentation for you, but it's a presentation for the simple past. Okay, so these are the expressions for, yes, for simple past. Okay, it can be yesterday, it can be last month, it can be ago, but also as we saw in this presentation over here, it can be when, right? So when you use when, on, in, ago, last, you can only use the past simple, all right, or the simple past. It means that here we cannot use have played, all right? So after that, when I grew up, cuando crecí, right, I played once. You can say also once with the simple past, okay, no problem. But you cannot use here the past, the present perfect. But you have but, so comma. But it never, here, what is the idea that you want to give me? You can tell that idea in Spanish if you want.
Pero no fue lo mismo.
Okay, but it was never the same, you can say, and always the subject,
Okay.
right? Nunca fue lo mismo, but it was never the same. Okay, so good. We have everything up to that part, but let's check. Okay, let's check what we have got. First, you have one expression. Okay, remember when is an expression? When you have an expression with when, you only use the simple past. And here you use the simple past, right? So it's very good. This is correct. So you have one sentence in simple past plus the expression. Every day, semicolon, however, I have not played since I had an accident when I was playing. This is one example in the present perfect with expression since. Okay, so we have one in the simple past, one in the present perfect. This is another idea. After that, when I grew up, all right, I played once. Cuando crecí, jugué una vez. Right here, you have another idea in the simple past with the expression when. Okay, so this is the expression when, and this is the verb in the simple past. All right, but it was never the same. Here, another expression in the simple past. How can we continue this? In this time that we have left, okay, 4 minutes, 5 minutes, let's try to add one more idea, at least not two more ideas. How can you add one idea in the present perfect? Remember, for the present perfect, try to think in something indefinite. Don't say when, because when is definite. Okay, when is definite. Try to say something like over here. Think of these expressions. Before, once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, for, since, already, yet, just, ever. All right, and you can give me a context or a clarification, but that is not definite. Okay, that it doesn't tell me when it happened. So what could it be?
So no.
We can read the information before, right? You say, when I was a child, I liked to play basketball every day. However, I have not played since I had an accident when I was playing, right? But here you tell me something opposite to that idea, right? You say, after that, when I grew up, I played once, right? But it was never the same. So actually, as we can see here, this is not something that you never did before, right? You did it once again, but it was not the same, right? So what can you tell me about that? What can you tell me about that feeling that it was not the same?
How I feel about?
Okay, you can say that one. You can say how you felt, but you can say that idea in the present perfect because you are not going to tell me when you felt like that. Okay, so how can you tell me yo me he sentido like this? And you can say these days. How do you say, y por esta razón, how do you say that? Por esta razón, yo me he sentido mal estos días o triste estos días. How do you say that?
For this reason, I have felt bad these days.
Okay, good. Instead of, for that reason, it's not bad. Okay, it's very good, but it's better if you use this expression. Okay, because of that. All right, because of that, I've felt bad. Sorry, with A. I felt bad these days. Right, that's one option. What else do you think that we can add over there? I've been feeling. No, it's okay. We're not going to see. That's the present perfect continuous. Not yet. I felt bad these days is good. What else can you add here, Gary? Something else?
So I have tried to play other sport.
Okay. Here you're going to say that, but only in plural. All right,
Sport.
other sports.
Okay.
Good, very good. So here, you know why we're using here the present perfect, right? Because we are not saying when. We're saying these days because it's a period of time, but we don't know exactly when, right? And when we don't know exactly when, the the present perfect is going to be the best option, right? And here also they are not correcting us because it's clear that this is something indefinite. So that's it. If you have another idea, try to tell me. We have 1 minute. But besides that, try to tell me, how do you feel? Is it clear for you to recognize when to use the simple past, when to use the present perfect? I know it's practice, right? It has to be practice. But do you understand this logic that we are following? Or do you have any doubts, Karen? Let me know, please.
No, I understand, but I need practice to recognize
Recognize, to recognize.
to recognize for the examples or for example now when I was writing I I don't know when use the present perfect, but I think that I need practice.
It's just practicing. This was good. Okay, what you did was good, but just remember something, right? If you can answer the question when, then the best option is the simple past. Okay, if you cannot answer the question when, but you can answer the question how long, por cuánto tiempo, how long, then the best option is the present perfect. When you don't have a time expression, the best option is the present perfect. Okay, so just take a look at that. Okay, no time expression, present perfect. You can answer the question how long, por cuánto tiempo, present perfect. All right, you can ask the question how many times, cuántas veces, present perfect, right? But if you can answer the question when it happened and when it finished, then the simple past is the best option. Also, when you have a sequence of actions, that's why I told you, right? I'm giving you these words, but be careful because when you have a sequence of actions, the best option is also the simple past. All right, so have that in mind. When, sequence of action, simple past, how long, how many times, no time expression, present perfect. But that's it. I don't know if you have any final questions or comments before finishing this one, Karen. We're going to keep practicing, don't worry. This is just the first time that we're going to take a look at the present perfect, but you're going to see this afterwards with me as well and in other courses. All right, so you're going to have time to practice, but it's good that you have that idea. And also, it's a good idea that you can take a look at this list of verbs and start memorizing the most important verbs. Okay, good. Any questions, comments, or anything before finishing? Let me know, please.
I can start to do these activities in the website, the Pearson.
Pearson, yes, it's available for you, so you can start today. Remember that you have one entire week this time because of the holiday, right? But it's better if you start now, and you can do that today if you want.
Okay.
All right, good. So that's going to be then, Karen. Again, any questions, let me know. Tomorrow we have our conversation as always. Try to book your conversation, and that's it. I'm sending the poll to finish today. All right. Let's answer that one, please. I think you're tired. You have to sleep, Karen.
Yes, I have no. How can I have had a lot of work.
Good.
Yes.
Good. All right. That's why you are tired now.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't worry. So you finish this one. I hope that you don't have any other activities so that you can go sleep. All right. Good. That's great. Thanks then. Have a good night and see you tomorrow for the conversation.
Okay, you too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.